Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. A good one. Let's begin from the world of boxing, where Anthony Joshua has actually demanded for a drug test, as in frequent drug tests for boxers, and this is called a wake-up call. Just a few days ago, he was supposed to fight Dillian Whyte, and because of him missing a drug test, and then the World Boxing Body had to call off that fight, and let me say, urgent fighter in person of Helenius was arranged for Anthony Joshua, and that did not go down well with Anthony Joshua because he actually didn't prepare for the person who is going to be fighting. He needs to just change his plan, and now because of that, he has demanded for more drug tests for boxers, which is a very good call, because sometimes some of these are impediments and dents on your, or let me say, on your part, on your person, and on the sport. Now, when for a big boxer like Dillian Whyte, actually mixing a doping test is a huge one. But for Joshua, he has called, demanded that there should be more drug tests for boxers, which is going to help a lot in the sport, which is going to get rid of whatever hanky-panky games the boxers are trying to play when it comes to this sport. And Anthony Joshua right now is not actually happy because of the change of plans, the change of the fighter he wanted to fight, and now he has to prepare within a short period of time for Helenius. And you know, when you have a change of plans, it's always not just looking too good for you. That fight will be happening at the O2 Arena in London. Can Joshua actually win this fight? It's not left to be seen, because it's just within the space of days that that news broke out, and Helenius himself has been talking tough that he wants to actually face Anthony Joshua. He has not ever challenged any boxer in that division, in that class of Anthony Joshua, but he said this is an opportunity of a lifetime, and he is going to make the most of it by actually fighting Joshua. And he has been talking since that day he was penned down to face Joshua when the whole thing, when the news broke out. But for Anthony Joshua, I believe he's one boxer who himself wants to get back on track, who wants to get back to where he used to be, who wants to get back to the world stage. I believe he's prepared, whatever it takes. He is a master of the sport, so he should be prepared for eventualities. And you know, sometimes when it comes to sports, you cannot rule out eventualities, because they are bound to happen when it comes to sports. And definitely in every walks of life, eventualities actually happen, not sport alone. For Anthony Joshua, let's see if he'll actually be ready to take on Helenius and box this guy, and box to win after beating Jeremy Franklin of USA. I think that was in April. That was the last fight he actually fought. But this time around, he has another opportunity, a shot. And if he wins this fight, he's actually climbing back to where he used to be. And that is what we want for Anthony Joshua, our Nigerian brother, but a British man by nationality, but also he's a Nigerian by blood. But let's see what happens at the end of the day at the London O2 Arena. Joshua has never lost any fight in that arena. This time around, will it be a different story? Let's see when it happens against Helenius. Now, let's move away from that story. Let's go straight to the next story for you, where Nigerians actually has knocked FIFA over the 2-match ban given to Lauren James. We are not happy about it. It's actually a very sad one that FIFA, let me say, FIFA deemed it fit to actually give James a 2-match ban, and which is not good. Sincerely speaking, when Abiodun got a red card, straight red card, he missed 3 matches, and Lauren James also got a straight red card, as you can see on your screen. That is the stamping, that is the red card being issued by the referee, and now she has just been given just 2-match ban, which has not really sit down well with Nigerians, including myself, because we expect, look at it clearly, that was a stamping. This would have even be up to 4-match ban if they want to really investigate and look at it, because she actually went in fact, she went with her stud on her, and which is not looking good. If you look at it, this is an offense, is an injury-threatening foul. Because if she had stepped on Michelle Alozie waist and caused some damages, what are we going to be saying? And now, just 2-match ban, she's going to miss their quarterfinal game, and then if they qualify, the semi-final game, which is not looking good. She should miss at least 4 matches, and that is what Nigerians are saying. We are not happy with the referee. We are not happy with the decision that has been taken. They can say she has actually come out to apologize, but the apology is not enough. She should be made to face the penalty. When Abiodun was given a straight red card, that is Deborah Abiodun, in our first game, she missed 3 good matches. Three good matches, and now a Lauren James, who was also given a straight red card, is missing 2 games. All right, let's have Abba Michael all the way from Plateau State to do justice to this story where Lauren James has been given 2-match ban, which Nigerians are not actually happy about it.
Yes, of course. FIFA should bow their heads in shame. Infantino, and his team, this is a shameful act from them. How can you issue a red card to Deborah Abiodun and she will miss 3 matches? Who knows if Deborah Abiodun had been present for our matches, perhaps would have been on our way to the semi-finals now. A very key player for us. Yes, we know that Lauren James is a key player for England, but in all my years of watching football for the past 20 years, I have never seen a player climb and stamp on another player. This even deserves as many as 5-match ban, and she should even be fined for that offense. It is not just a misconduct, but gross misconduct. The player should be made to pay a huge fine for that. I will call it a heinous act on the pitch of play. It is very unfortunate that FIFA has decided to toe the line of injustice, and I think the African press needs to address this and let FIFA express their dismay and disappointment to all FIFA bodies, so as they will know that this is truly shambolic, and perhaps we can refer to this as racism on the African continent.
Yes, racism on the African continent, because these kind of offenses, you don't take it with the hands of levity, and that is what Gianni Infantino and his members have actually done. Because for Lauren James, she intentionally did that. She went for it because she was frustrated in the game, and the only way she could, let me say, pay back is to stamp on Michelle Alozie. Now, 2-match ban is not looking good at all. I think the NFF should take up this matter, and let's see what they should write to FIFA. We don't accept that 2-match ban. If it is that, then Deborah Abiodun's case should also be visited, because Deborah Abiodun's incident was not even as bad as this, that she was given a straight red card. Now, why giving her 2-match ban, which is uncalled for? But like you said, the NFF should do something about this, because it's a slap on the African continent. We cannot continue this way, always playing the second fiddle when it comes to the Western world. It's a bad one. Okay, let's leave that story. And talk some transfers this evening, where we're going to start with this transfer. It concerns Tottenham, who have actually shown interest in Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku, we know his parent club is Chelsea. He has actually traveled around Europe. Now, Tottenham is actually showing interest in Romelu Lukaku. I don't know, Michael, if Romelu Lukaku goes to Tottenham, Tottenham is a good decision for him.
Well, I don't see Romelu Lukaku as an ideal replacement for Harry Kane.
Okay. What are your reasons? Okay. Okay, we are having issues with the audio quality there. When he joins us, he's going to tell us more about it. And as it stands for Romelu Lukaku, he wants to. Tottenham are actually showing interest to go and join Ange Postecoglou right there in White Hart Lane. You know, Tottenham is in London. Okay, Michael is back with us now. Let's feel your pulse about Romelu Lukaku and Tottenham.
Let's be honest. I mean, Romelu Lukaku is currently a misfit going by his current form. He cannot replace a player in the realm of Harry Kane that dropped 30 goals last season, a player that has 280 goals in 413 appearances for Tottenham, a player that has 213 goals, 48 shots of reaching Alan Shearer's record. I mean, Romelu Lukaku does not come close. I see it as a panic buy. I mean, by Tottenham. I think Tottenham are jumping the gun, are trying to replace Harry Kane because the league is by the corner and they need a quick fix. And I don't think Romelu Lukaku is the answer to that quick fix. They should just take their time, look for another player because Romelu Lukaku is way past his prime. I mean, he is not a player. He is not a world-class player that he once was. Things have changed for Lukaku. I think he's lost a little bit of fitness, but I think Tottenham should please look elsewhere, not Romelu Lukaku.
Tottenham should look elsewhere. If you have the opportunity to tell Tottenham, which of the strikers in Europe now will you suggest to Tottenham?
Well, most of the strikers are still glued to their teams, but I think they should just look for a player in the realm of Rasmus. I mean, just the type that was signed recently, a player that can give you 15, 20 goals, a player in his early 20s. That's the kind of player they should look for, an affordable one that they can pay for. Even though we are hearing that the Harry Kane deal is plus add-ons is running into 100 million. I think they should just look around. They should be able to get a player to, replace Harry Kane. They shouldn't look at Lukaku.
Okay, they shouldn't look at Lukaku. And if Lukaku hears Michael, I tell you, he might not just find it funny with you. Okay, let's just stay on some transfer talks. And you just mentioned Harry Kane. Let's talk about Harry Kane right now, who has agreed a 4-year deal with Bayern Munich. This guy is actually pushing to see how this deal will go through. He wants to win trophy. He wants to have a medal around his neck. And that is why he's doing everything within his power just to leave Tottenham and just say, okay, goodbye. I've tried my best. Let me go to where I will have a medal on my neck. Because if you go to Harry Kane's cabinet right now, it's just golden boot. You will see there are no medals to show for it. But right now, he's actually pushing through this deal, and he has agreed a 4-year deal with Bayern Munich. Michael.
Yes, of course. I'm happy for Harry Kane. I think he has made the right decision. You cannot stay for 12 seasons in one club away without trophies. I guarantee you, in 3 years with Bayern Munich, he will have medals and trophies all over his cabinet. You are sure of at least 2 medals every season for a team like Bayern Munich. I mean, he joins the likes of Michael Owen, Mark Manaman, and other English players, David Beckham, to leave England for other parts of Europe where they can win trophies. Most English players hardly go out, but I'm happy that Harry Kane has joined the club of few that have been able to leave, England to maybe Madrid, Barca, or Bayern. Yes, this is really going to up his resume, up his ante. I'm happy for Harry Kane for making the right choice, and by God's grace, we would see him winning trophies sooner or later.
Sooner or later. Now, let me quiz you on this. Where did you think Harry Kane got it wrong?
Got it wrong in terms of playing for Tottenham?
Yes, he actually signed 6 years. His last contract.
Okay, yes. I think that was where he got it wrong, by believing so much in Tottenham, believing that Tottenham was going to come off the shadows of the trophyless run. And I think that was the mistake he made. He should not have signed any deal more than 3 years. so as to enable him have opportunity to get to other clubs. And I think he erred in that aspect. But of course, you don't really blame him. He believes that Tottenham was going to. He never knew that Tottenham would be in this situation that they currently are.
Yes, he never knew that Tottenham would be in this situation that they are currently are. He was at the verge of winning trophy with Jose Mourinho, and Jose Mourinho was asked by Daniel Levy from that team. At the end of the day, they lost that final to Manchester City, which was not
Manchester City.
Go down well with Harry Kane, and that from that day onward, that is where Tottenham issue whatever left the mind of Harry Kane. He was just playing, okay, let me just play for this club. At the end of the day, whatever it is, he has his sight set to leave Tottenham, to leave London and go straight to Germany. Bayern Munich precisely. If this goes through, I think it's a good one for Harry Kane. He's going to win some trophies. Okay, let's take this last transfer on the show. Let's take this one. Manchester City to pay £80 million for Lucas Paqueta. He's a Brazilian midfielder. He plays in West Ham, and we know West Ham are champions of the Conference League. They won it last season, and now though everybody was wondering if West Ham was not going to sign a player, but they have done business. They've signed one, and they are looking for a couple of other players before the transfer window closes. But for Manchester City, now they are chasing every player they can chase. Now another midfielder in person of Paqueta, a Brazilian. What's going on with Man City?
Yes, first of all, I think West Ham, I hope they don't head for the relegation waters, selling their best player and captain in Declan Rice, and now they're about to part with their midfield maestro. I mean, the player with the highest number of assists for West Ham in Paqueta, allowing him to go. I hope they get a good replacement for these players, or else, I mean, they may just drop down the pecking order. Yes, I know they want money. They signed the player from Lyon for 51 million, and now they want to release him to Man City for 80 million. Yes, the guy had about 91 tackles last season, created 49 scoring opportunities, and I think he had 5 goals in 41 games. His net worth, I mean, his billing has increased from 50 to 80 million. Yeah, it's a fine player that Man City are about to acquire. I think if they can acquire this player, he's definitely going to be a final replacement for, I mean, the departed Riyad Mahrez. So Man City are doing the right things in the transfer market right now.
Doing the right things in the transfer market for Paqueta. Do you think he's going to fit in that midfield? The likes of, okay, let's say John Stone is there. He was converted from a defender to a defensive midfielder. We have Rodri. We have the little pie that is this Bernardo Silva still in there. We have Kevin De Bruyne. We have Kevin Phillips. I think that midfield is packed full. Now acquiring the services of Paqueta, where is he going to play? Is it that Pep Guardiola want to convert him to a striker?
Let's be honest. Well, let's be honest. Man City just want to have a plethora of options. But the truth of the matter is, Paqueta, if he goes there, he has to be ready to be a rotational player. Except he proves himself.
Okay, except he proves himself. Now, you mentioned the rotational player. Do you think he's going for the, let me say, the Paqueta's pedigree? Playing a rotation, let me say, role in a team that already have established a midfielder. Do you think that would do him good? Because he plays for the Brazil national team. You know, at times when you don't get the playing time in your team, your national call-ups is always an issue.
Yes, I mean, the truth of the matter is, for any other team, a player that is signed that high will definitely get enough playing time. But when it comes to a Guardiola-led team, it's always a different story. Guardiola can sign a player for 100 million and still bring the player from the bench.
Bring the player from the bench. Okay, I didn't mention this other guy, the English guy, that is Grealish. So the midfield is just packed full. We still have sometimes Phil Foden playing through the middle. So for Manchester City, I think what they are trying to do is to beef up every department, at least have one or two strikers 2 players in each of the position or 3 players. In the defense, they just acquired the services of Josko Vardiol. They are gunning for Paqueta. They want to get a couple of other players. But no matter what it is, for Manchester City, they know how to do business. They have the money. They know how to dole out this cash, and they want to spend it on any player they want. And for Pep Guardiola, you can be surprised with what he will do if he can convert John Stone from defense to the midfield. Then he can equally convert any other player to become a striker. Okay, that is where we leave it on the show this evening. Thanks, Abba Michael, all the way from Plateau State, doing justice with your insightful analysis on all of the topic. Thanks for watching. I am Emmanuel Fashimi.